2 of the 2012 series of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had so many great episodes that it made this list very difficult to compile. Amazing episodes like the mutation situation, Target April O'Neil, Plan 10, and many others did not even make this list. This season had it all. It even had Leonardo's voice actor role change after the 19th episode. I didn't like Jason Biggs for Leonardo anyway. Thank you so much to my patrons on Patreon, Avior26 and Cal Miller. Check out my Patreon in the description box down below. And without further ado, here are my top 10 episodes of Season 2 of the 2012 series. Honorable mentions to Fungus Humongous and of Rats and Men. Number 10, Into Dimension X. This episode follows a common trend throughout the first few seasons of this series, focusing a lot on Michelangelo. When Leatherhead sends the Turtles a message saying that the Krang have perfected their mutagen, the Turtles, led by Michelangelo, go to Dimension X. It's always awesome when the Turtles are in Dimension X. With the gravity there, the Turtles are able to jump insanely long distances from surface to surface. Of course, Trag and Granitor had to make an appearance in their homeland. This is the last time they are shown for a very long time. Mikey saves the day, stealing Donnie's thunder in the process, and brings the Turtles, along with Leatherhead, safely back to Earth. But they know the Krang will be invading very soon. Number 9. Follow the Leader. Shredder heads off to Japan to take care of his business back home, so Karai is put in charge of the Foot in his absence. Although this is not stated in the show, the Shredder was traveling to Japan to recruit Tiger Claw. Karai, knowing the Turtles are searching for the mutagen across the city, baits them into a trap, and her robotic foot soldiers capture Leo. Karai's true motive was to capture the Turtles to lure Splinter to her, and naively get payback on him for something she doesn't even know the truth about. After the Turtles escape, the episode ends with a bombshell. Splinter tells Leonardo that Karai is his daughter. Number 8. Vengeance is Mine. The Turtles go against Splinter's orders and set out to rescue Karai. In the process, there are some great battles. Raph, Karai, and Leo all defeated Tiger Claw, and Mikey defeated Fishface and Razar, but those defeats did not last for long. The Turtles and Karai end up narrowly escaping a car chase throughout the city, running from the Foot. Splinter ended up telling Karai the story of the Shredder killing her mother and stealing her as a baby from a burning dojo that he and Yoshi both trained in. After hearing this, Karai ends up going after the Shredder by herself, and on her way out almost kissed Leonardo, but instead threw blinding powder at him. The team ends up going to the Foot HQ to save Karai. Things turn south when the Shredder accidentally sends Karai into the giant vat of mutagen, turning her into a three-headed serpent. Karai escapes into the city, and everyone from the Shredder to the Turtles feels guilty for what just happened to her. Amazing finish to this episode. Number 7. Slash and Destroy. This episode starts out just as expected, with Raph's pet turtle Spike mutating into Slash. Slash immediately tries teaming up with Raphael to take him away from his brothers. Slash quickly beats the shell out of Mikey and Donnie, and Raphael begins to think that the mutagen messed with Slash's mind. Watching Leo try to take the mutagen away from the little girl was a great way to balance out this episode. Raphael and Slash have a very personal and ruthless battle. Raph ends up defeating Slash, but all of his brothers were badly beaten. It was actually really sad seeing Mikey and Donnie in a ruthless battle. Raph ends up defeating Slash, but all of his brothers were badly beaten. It was actually really sad seeing Mikey and Donnie in such bad condition without their masks on. Number 6. The Krang Conspiracy. This episode actually follows Slash and Destroy, but is just slightly better in my opinion. What sets this episode apart is the debut of Jack Kurtzman, a journalist who is on to the Krang. Kurtzman reveals to the Turtles and April that April's mother was actually one of the humans that were being experimented on by the Krang. This explains a lot about how April obtained her powers. April is in real danger, and Kurtzman advises the Turtles to invade the TCRI building. April is captured by the Krang, and the Turtles discover over 50 different clones of April, notably April Derp. The Turtles end up defeating all of the Krang and April clones, and Donnie confirms that April's DNA is half human, half Krang. Number 5. The Wrath of Tiger Claw. This episode is great for many reasons. One being that this was Jason Biggs' last episode playing Leonardo. Leo is voiced by Dominic Catcherbone for the rest of Season 2. Jason Biggs was a clown, and not a great Leonardo. Also, Tiger Claw returns back to Earth and wants his revenge on the Turtles. Tiger Claw and Karai set out to find the Turtles, but Karai is not doing it for evil. She finds April and they begin to talk just like they're friends, which was very telling of Karai's current stance on the Shredder. Karai actually had a tracking device in the Turtles' lair, but once Splinter confirms to Karai that he is her true father, she officially turns 100% on the Turtles' side. The Turtles and Karai meet up with Tiger Claw, and he escapes with Karai, who is put into a jail cell by the Shredder. This series really made Karai's backstory and internal conflicts very memorable. Number 4. The Legend of the Kuro Kabuto. This episode begins with two of my favorite characters from the whole series, Zek and Steranko. They are looking to steal the Shredder's old helmet, the Kuro Kabuto. I love watching Zek move through the city on his laser skates, his laser mohawks, and his Michael Jackson dance moves. The Shredder's ugly, naked face is shown throughout this episode, making him out to be an even nastier villain. After a battle between the villains and the Turtles for the helmet, the Turtles end up obtaining it and bringing it to the Shredder. In doing so, they think that they escape with Karai, but to their surprise, there was a ticking time bomb as Karai's head. Shredder gets the last laugh in this episode. Number 3. Neutralized. This episode showcases the return of the Neutralizer, with the perfect partner, Slash. This has to be one of the most powerful duos in TMNT history. The Neutralizer is actually using Slash and wants to destroy the Krang and Earth along with them. When it comes down to it, Slash and the Turtles actually work together to stop the Neutralizer from controlling the Krang's deadly device. The Turtles neutralize the Neutralizer, and Raphael invites Slash onto the team. Slash declines, saying he is a lone wolf, but he will find his own team very soon. Number 2. The Manhattan Project, otherwise known as Wormquake. Wow, what a blockbuster two-part episode. The episodes were so great, they had two different titles. Tiger Claw debuts, as well as the 80s Turtles, April and Casey. That's right, this was the first crossover episode of the series. The Shredder returns from Japan with Tiger Claw, and they plan to capture Splinter immediately. There is so much going on in these two episodes, it would be impossible to try to fit it all into one video. The Wormquakes were being caused by giant Krang worms that could be milked for mutagen. Splinter is poisoned and captured by the Shredder and his goons, and Karai stops the Shredder from killing him. Kurtzman, also in these episodes, helps April and Donnie. Casey is even eaten alive by one of the giant worms, but the worm vomits him out later. The Turtles save their sensei, and Donnie, April, and Casey defeat the Krang and the worms. The episode ends with Karai starting to doubt the lies that the Shredder has told her, and the 87 Turtles are shown eating pizza and saying Cowabunga. Number 1. The Invasion Parts 1 and 2. The season finale to this epic season. The invasion of the Krang is what the show has been building up to since episode 1. The Shredder and Krang Prime make a deal to conquer Earth together. The invasion kind of begins with Irma being revealed as Krang Subprime. This was a jaw-dropper for me. I loved it. The gloomy look of New York City throughout the episode really set the tone great. The Shredder loves the invasion. He craves seeing the world in this kind of chaos. The first part ends with Krang Prime coming onto Earth, turning humans into Krang mutants. Having Raph and Casey being a duo throughout the episode was awesome, as that is the only time Casey can be tolerated in this series. Leonardo is being hunted by the Foot all episode, and he is eventually overpowered. It reminded me a lot of the episode The Shredder Strikes Back in the 2003 series, along with the comics. Splinter is beaten badly by the Shredder, and then thrown into a whirlpool. However, he is saved by Karai. Leonardo is badly beaten, but the Turtles, Casey, and April all plan to escape the city. The season ends in complete madness. Thank you all so much for watching my top 10 episodes of Season 2 of the 2012 series.